And welcome back, rugby fans, to Rugby411. As always, I'm your host. My name is Joshua Shibata, and this is our week 13 of the MLR 2024 season preview by Rugby411. Again, guys, if you're in my Super Brew pick 'em pool, it's very important. We have only 4 games this weekend. So a light MLR season going in, a light MLR schedule going into the Memorial Day weekend. By the way, thank you very much. If you are a veteran, I know Memorial Day is all about those who pass while serving, but of course, if you serve, we do commemorate you and recognize you here in Rugby411. And to those who had family that served in the war, I myself have quite a few uncles that did. Of course, we value and honor the services of those who have lost, and we will always remember them as well. So enjoy Memorial Day weekend, everybody, and of course, enjoy the rugby action as well. So again, 4 games. Make sure you get your Super Brew pick'ems in if you have the pick'ems. If you're part of our pick'em pool, Friday is 1 game. Saturday is also 1 game. Quite a few of these games are get right games, in my opinion, and I'll go into that as we go through this. First, Friday, May 24th. Remember, oh, by the way, you can watch all the games live and on demand on the Rugby Network, except for 2 of the games. One of them being this first game, Old Glory DC at the Seattle Seawolves. I'm sorry, not at this one, the next one. But this one you can watch on the Rugby Network. Old Glory DC at the Seattle Seawolves, Friday, May 24th, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time kickoff. Um, this is going to be kind of an interesting one. Old Glory had a bye last weekend, but they are on a 2-game winning streak. Seattle, unfortunately, losing to the Dallas Jackals. If you saw my power ranking video, sliding quite a bit because of that upset loss. This is, though, like I said, a get right game. I don't believe Seattle is going to get a 2-game win streak. Though, interestingly enough, in this rivalry between the two, Old Glory actually is in the lead, 2 wins compared to Seattle's 1. All 3 of those games, though, were played in Segra Field, because that's where Old Glory DC was playing at the time. This is the first time Old Glory has been to Seattle. But I don't believe Seattle will let that make too much of a difference. I think Seattle ends up winning this game and gets right back into their winning ways. Then Saturday, May 25th, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time kickoff. This game is on Fox Sports 2. So this game you have to watch if you want to watch it live on Fox Sports 2. Otherwise, you have to wait 24 hours and then it will be uploaded on the Rugby Network. The New England Free Jacks taking on the Miami Sharks. New England again, barely beating in a kind of controversial fashion against the San Diego Legion. Miami Sharks were on a bye. This is going to take place at Chase Stadium in Florida, in Miami. This, of course, is the second time now that these two teams have met. First time was earlier in the season, where New England surprisingly only won 25-3, but their defense holding Miami to just 3 points. Miami is looking pretty good as a team, and New England did look a little, sloppy and kind of almost lost that game against San Diego. But I just don't feel New England is going to lose a second time, and I don't think they'll lose to Miami. Now, granted, the bye week is a thing. Teams do tend to win after the bye week. I don't have Old Glory, who was on the bye, winning their game. And I also don't think Miami was. I believe this is again a game that New England will do better. They did win their prior game against San Diego, but barely. But I believe they'll do better and they'll come up with a more convincing victory over the Miami Sharks. And now let's go over the last 2 games of the weekend. Both of them on Sunday, May 26th. First, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The NOLA Gold going over to the SeatGeek Stadium to take on the Chicago Hounds. Again, this is the second time this season that these two teams have played. The first time, Chicago won pretty convincingly at the Gold Mine against NOLA, 38-21. But right now, NOLA is on a 3-game winning streak. Chicago, unfortunately, on a 2-game losing streak, including losing a tough one last weekend against Houston. Now, granted, that is one of the best teams in the league, and they came very close. NOLA, though, is surprisingly has been really, I mean, they've been winning some good games as well. Um, Again, I just feel like this is going to be the get right week, and I feel Chicago will end up getting right and getting back to looking pretty dominant and looking like the team that a lot of us MLR pundits believed were going to be at the beginning of the season. Now, this game is going to be your second game of the week because it will also be on Fox Sports 2, not just because of who's involved in it, but it is the Cali Cup Clash, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, San Diego Legion taking on in-state rivals, the Rugby Football Club LA at the Dignity Health Sports Park. This is, of course, a rematch to earlier season when San Diego barely snuck by RFCLA 19-18. San Diego, of course, losing a heartbreaker, which they thought they won against the reigning defending MLR champions, New England Free Jacks. RFCLA struggling quite a bit against a winless Carolina team, but now they're at home. I don't know how the injuries are stacked up. Both teams are pretty beat up and bruised. You know, I really feel LA could win this game, and I'm not trying to be a homer about it. I just feel that LA does have the talented team to do it. It's the discipline that needs to be addressed as well as the injuries, which that of course is hard to do. But San Diego has looked kind of sloppy this last couple weeks and lose. They were on quite a bit of a losing streak for a second, and again they barely beat LA by 1 point when they first met. I know San Diego's going to want to try to make up for the fact that they lost to New England the way that they did. I know our RCLA wants to step up back from barely beating Carolina. I think LA pulls off the win. I know this is going to be deemed as an upset, but I think LA can pull it off. It will be a very, very tough clash. Again, for the Cali Cup, which is currently in possession of San Diego. Now, technically, this is a derby game. Derby games, if you're familiar with rugby, is basically games between rival teams. This obviously in-state California, with unfortunately the losses the Toronto Arrows, the New York Ironworkers, and Rugby ATL, who are now LA. We lost a lot of Derby Cup games. This is one of the few ones left. Technically, a Derby Cup, if it's done correctly, the way that you win the cup is you have to beat the team that owns it in their stadium. I don't believe MLR really observes those rules. It's just winner gets it. So right now, San Diego has it. There is the possibility for LA to bring it home to LA for their possession. So let's see who lifts up the Cali Cup. I'm hoping it's LA. That's what I got here. But we'll see how it goes. So again, let me know what your picks are. And again, if you're my Super Brew, make sure you get those picks in. And as always, thank you very much for watching my videos. And I'll see you on the pitch.